John Macdonald here from ProScot. Okay, we're on PS24 this time. Again, we're still on bike. Difference is this time we're being viewed from behind. So I'm actually on the motorcycle and my son Lewis is filming from behind. And we're going to talk this time specifically about positioning, the position that I'm in. And we're going to be going from Kirkcaldy out via Auchtertool on the B925 out to Mossmorran. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Okay, so we're now going to be looking at road positioning on the motorcycle. Please remember though that our road position is determined by the information that we gather from the man-made, the natural features that we've been looking at, the road signs, the road markings, the road surface, the camber, the slope, the elevation and the vanishing point, limit point. Now the reason I've had to break these videos down is that my eyes can take that information in and my brain can process that very quickly, far quicker than I can possibly talk. So let's see what the rider's doing just now then. The rider's noticed there's a left-hand bend up ahead, so their lead rider's moving back over towards the right-hand side. This is to give the best possible view through the bend, present themselves to oncoming traffic, be aware of any hazards. You're away from near-side danger here, and by being positioned out towards the centre line, you're in a defensive riding position, but opening up your vision to near-side hazards and to oncoming off-side hazards. Notice how the rider moves back in slightly when the car approaches and then moves back towards the right hand side here. I'm encouraging my son to get a bit closer because I'm aware the camera makes it look like I'm much further back. Now if you extend the vision, the lead rider can now see the tree line curving to the right and going uphill, so the rider's now moved over to a position to the left hand side, the near side, looks across the bend, sees it's safe and should just nip right across here. There you go. No need to keep hugging into the left hand side. Don't forget you're on the left hand side to improve view through the bend. I see a lot of riders thinking that because it's a right hand bend I've got to hug the left hand side all the way through, or if it's a left hand bend I've got to hug the centre line. No, let's not forget why you're there. You're there to improve vision. If you can see through the bend you can straight line it. The rider's holding over to the right hand side here because there's a left hand bend coming up. That's going to improve the view through the bend. Now the rider can see that the bend is, the sign up ahead is curving back to the right, so the rider's moved back to the near side here. This is myself, I'm saying the rider, it's myself that's on the lead bike here. It's my son that's on the bike that we're on just now. So the rider's still staying in there and then nips right across once he can see the exit. Rider's moving back into the near side here, saw the blind crest and moved down just in case someone's overtaken. Rider's got a good surface here, nice flat level surface. Rider could be out towards the crown of the road, but he's moved back into the near side just for anyone coming over the blind crest. Moving back out to a position just right off centre here, sort of optimising a commanding position. Looking into the distance you can see there's a right hand bend and an elevated change going downhill, so the rider's already moving over to the near side in anticipation of that. If there was any near side hazard you would simply move back out again. The rider's now reducing the speed. You'll notice I'm not touching the brakes here, I'm just doing this on what we call acceleration sense. Gearbox, closing the throttle. If I had someone else behind me I might show a bit of brake light just to let them know I'm slowing. Notice how the rider's pulled back over to the right there to set up for going through the next left hand bend and I was dealing with those road surface issues. So the rider at the moment, the lead rider at the front, is looking for these man-made natural features that we talked about, the bushes, the hedges, the walls, the lamp posts, telegraph poles. It could be the natural topography of the land, hills and valleys, lakes and lochs, houses, etc, etc. Anything at all that you're using for that man-made natural features to try and help you to identify where the road's going. Remember that the road manufacturer, so the builders of the road, they have to follow pretty much the natural topography of the land. So by lifting, extending and scanning your vision out to the sides, left and right and in the distance, you can get a good idea of how they've had to lay that tarmac. So I'm looking for the man-made natural features, the road signs, the road markings. Then I'm looking at the road surface itself, the camber, the slope, the elevation, the limit point, the vanishing point, and I'm processing that information into IPSGA. Remember, getting the information and then deciding the most appropriate position for approach, passing through and exiting the bend, and of course then determining, once I'm in the right position, the right speed and the right gear. So let's pick up more of this once we get to the other side of the village and we'll discuss a bit more about how I'm applying this to the system of motorcycle control, IPSGA, information, position, speed, gear and acceleration. So here we are at the other side of the village now, just getting ready to head off. Little observation there to make sure it's safe from my son. Well done, Lewis. Now then, lead rider's already taking position towards the right hand side because there's a junction on the near side. Could be a vehicle in there. Once we can see in, it's not so bad, but by holding out to the right, you present yourself to any near side danger. You can see them, they can see you, and you're positioned further away. Notice the rider's staying over to the right hand side here for the left hand bend. Don't know why my son sounds like he's a gear lower than he should be. He's not very used to the bike, he's used to an MT-07. These bikes are quite torquey, you can run them a higher gear. Now notice how I'm straight lining here. I'm linking my bends together, I'm taking a straight line through, setting up on the near side here, seeing through the bend, and then just nipping straight across once I see nobody's coming. No point hugging that near side. So again, the rider's near side, but moving over to the right once he picks up the entrance to the church, just in case there's somebody ready to pull out. Notice how the rider's staying on the right hand side, the vision, the limit points, moving away at the same rate speed that the rider's moving, so that's okay. If the vision was reducing, the rider would be reducing speed. Now the signs here, the road surface, everything tells the lead rider to get the speed down. Notice I'm not having to brake here, just done on throttle and gears here. Putting the bike through, see it's clear through the bend, and then just flicking it back through to the left again, well away from the cars. Now we can look ahead here and we can see we've got a right hand bend coming up, so the rider's in the correct position to optimise the view through and looking into the near side for any danger. Setting up now for approaching the left hand bend to get maximum view through this bend and ready for any hazards. Back onto the near side now for the right hand bend, staying in there, looking, seeing across the bend, nip it right across, and then on the power. We've got a blind crest here, so the rider's moving in towards the near side. Reducing the speed slightly, sees it's clear, opens up the throttle, and off we go again. Nice straight bit just now, but the rider's extending the vision and can already see a blind crest in the distance, and has already begun to try and work out where could this road be going next. The road sign, though, as we're coming further along here, gives a good indication, and as we crest here, we can also see where the road goes. As you go over the crest here, you can see the road sign telling you left followed by right, but the rider can see that now, setting up on the right hand side. Notice how the rider runs where the car tracks would be. I'm not running the white line where loose grit and gravel could be, nor am I running to the left of the near side white line. I'm where the car tracks generally are. That's where the cleanest, grippiest bit of the road is. Don't like seeing people running on white lines. I don't like seeing people running their bikes away into the side. I see a lot of advanced riders doing this in the near side with their panniers knocking down the grass. It is not cool. All it needs is a big boulder in there and you're screwed. Same as I don't like running the crown of the road where there could be loose grit and gravel, especially on a wet day where it can be slippy. Run where the car tyres are. That's where the best bit of the road is. So, there we go. A little talk there about my positioning on the way out. I'm going to add some more stuff on the way back and add a bit more value to that on the way back in again when we're still talking about positioning.